Ta-da! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and berries, how you doing there? This is Magic Brad on a Tuesday, Good News Day. We've got something. I think it's Tuesday. I don't even know anymore. Yes, my little thing says Tuesday. It is. And I've got a new friend. I think we're going to get along just fine. And I'm going to go grab him out of the green room. He's in there. I've got all these digital, like celery sticks and chicken wings and stuff in there. I hope he's not gorging himself too much there, but we'll find out. 1 second. Let's go get him.
What's up, man? I was eating these hors d'oeuvres. I found like a cord and a plug, but man, this stuff is horrible. I can't eat
that digital stuff. That's actually black licorice. That's black licorice there, and that's a little ice cream sandwich you got there.
I'm pretending really hard.
Chris, how you doing? Brad?
It's so good to be hanging out here, guy. How are you doing, man?
It's kind of fun talking to a human, you know?
It is. Doesn't happen as often as it should anymore.
I was doing some blog posts before, and I talking into my phone, and my phone doesn't react, doesn't have a smile or nothing.
So true. You know, there's that what is it when you're pulling up a Google Doc? I have this thing on my computer now on the browser, and it's like constantly grading how I'm like writing and speaking. It's I forget the name of the brand. We probably shouldn't mention anyway. But it like gives me a smiley face if it thinks I'm writing happy things, or like a fist bump if it thinks I'm like writing aggressive things. I'm like, it's like totally emoting as I'm speaking into a document. I think that's kind of helpful.
I think it's kind of could be hurtful.
I just don't know how it knows what I mean. Like,
well, that's
I guess the words I'm using have emotion.
That's a whole nother conversation we could have about that stuff. I'm into that metaphysical, deep metaverse emojis talking to each other and doing things that you normally wouldn't do.
It's coming, man. Buckle up. It's coming. Yeah.
It is. It's weird. I mean, you see it on social media where everybody is so angry and mean to each other because they have nothing to risk. I mean, you're not going to punch them through the screen. That doesn't happen that way. But they say stuff that would get their jaw jacked, you know?
I know.
So it's really weird. And it's also, I mean, this is off topic a little bit, unless someone's doing a mastermind on people's and human emotions and things.
They do that thing.
That's kind of where all this stuff is going, is it detects your face. Mm-hmm. Are you happy or are you sad?
Yeah.
It just knows that stuff. And
it's pretty cool. It really is pretty cool.
It can go the other way too. I go back and forth with it. Again, I like the human interaction. You know, you and I could be doing this via emojis if you wanted, but it's nice to actually see your face.
Well, man, let's do this.
Let's talk about your deal here. 1 second. I'm going to copy and paste this into my little software program here. Come back here.
Oh, this is fun. Can't wait to see what happens. I want to know where Magic Brad brand name came from, because I like the magic thing going on.
Well, I like talking about that. So 1 secky wecky, and we will do exactly that.
Well, hopefully your audience knows if you were actually a magician or still are, because that would be super cool.
Oh, that's exactly it. Dun, dun, dun. I wanted to get this so people know how to get a hold of you.
Oh, yeah. FoodCoachNation.com. What a great website, right? Man, what a good website.
It is. It's good when you can get that. You know, I'm a domain junkie, so I end up finding certain domains. I found TwinCitiesBusinessEvents.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a good one.
For local.
I think anybody who's been an entrepreneur for more than like 5 years, and you and I've been that for a lot longer. You end up with like a GoDaddy account or some domain account. And it's like your little collection of weird stuff in the closet. Every freaking idea, you're like, you know how it is? It's like 2 a.m. on a Saturday morning, like, I got the best idea. This is going to change the world. And before you even create a product or ask anybody if it's even relevant, you just go buy the domain, right?
That's right.
And then there's there, and GoDaddy makes money on you for the next decade for no reason at all.
Yep. I also managed to get The Magic Universe and My Magic Universe.
You could sell those.
No, I want them. Because that's what I'm going to create. I'm going to create My Magic Universe. So into your question, we're talking more about me. Are you interviewing me or am I interviewing you?
Either way is fine.
I started doing magic when I was a little kid. A guy made a quarter disappear, pulled it out of my ear, and I go, oh my God. So I did that. I mean, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, it was really cool. And then when I got into grade school, I did it as a hobby. And then into high school, I started doing some shows. And then when I graduated high school in 1975, people said, you should get a job. So I did. I got a job with the county parks department, worked about 3 years, got laid off. And I said, where's my gold watch? I thought I had a job here. And I decided to go into magic full time. So
Wow.
that's what got me in the event business. I was doing corporate events and conventions and fairs and festivals. Then I got into event marketing, which is using a live event
Mhm.
to market a product and service. So like if a real estate agent wanted new home buyers, we would go on a cruise on a Sunday on Lake Minnetonka or the Mississippi River, and I would promote the cruise to home buyers or home
Brilliant.
people who want to buy homes. And now the realtor's on the boat with 15 people that want to buy a house, and that's a good place to be.
Yeah.
So that was my strategy. And then this thing, there's a virus going around. Have you heard of it? It's called
Quote
COVID or
something
something
with a
like that.
C. Yeah, like something 17, 21, I forget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that came along and says, you can't do events anymore. So I shifted more onto the
Yeah.
online world, and which segues into you doing online mastermind type events and teaching people how to do it right.
Yeah. That's what we do, man. It's super cool. I'm really grateful that we had this business model pre-pandemic, because we all know the pandemic just crushed a lot of people's hopes and dreams and worlds in so many ways. But man, having a business model that was already 100% online and that was easy to help people grow and change online made such a difference for just for me and my team and my family. Like, totally self-centered here. Like, having that business has been like a game changer. I'm so grateful.
Well, like look at what happened to Zoom. Zoom was just another Skype, and people didn't know nothing about it. And then the pandemic came along, and now they are something. They're
Wish I had some
like
Zoom
a
stock
Disney.
2 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, but I didn't plan on the pandemic, to tell you the truth.
me either.
So, what do you do when you teach people how to do a mastermind on the internet?
Here's how this works. Let's just talk about what a mastermind is. A
Yeah.
mastermind is just simply a collection of people who are at a relatively high desire level to change or transform their lives in some way. So a lot of people that we all know and love in the high ticket coaching space. So the Tony Robbins, the Russell Brunsons, the Amy Porterfields, all those folks have their own high ticket masterminds. But a lot of us as experts think, like, I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to actually have that $50,000, $100,000 per person mastermind. People are paying you to learn from you. Because Brad, you're a great example of this. You've spent like so much blood, sweat, and tears to figure out what you figured out. And that's why you're worth whatever people have to pay you to market their stuff and to help them grow their audience. Everybody listening in right now and watching, you're an expert at something, and you can sell that expertise.
Mhm.
And a mastermind is just a really simple way and a very effective way to do that quickly.
Absolutely. It's like when two or more agree, right?
Hmm.
That kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I was doing masterminds. I mentioned I was in Asheville, North Carolina, and I connected with a friend of mine, and we would do 7-person masterminds. We didn't get any bigger, didn't get any smaller. Tried to keep it right at 7,
Yeah.
and that way it was a 1 hour situation, and then we
Hmm.
round robin. So 7 worked really good. So everybody got a little bit of time, and then
Hmm.
everybody got a little bit of feedback, and it worked really good for 1 hour. And
I love that.
was an online kind of thing, but it's more of this kind of deal.
Hmm.
You're
It's been
talking.
around for a long time. Like, it really has. It's been around since they got kind of popularized in the 20s and 30s with a bunch
Well,
of.
the Think and Grow Rich thing is with the whole
Yeah,
Mastermind Alliance thing for sure.
exactly.
And
Same game.
when you get a bunch of people together, that's my deal is synergy. I don't know if you noticed on some of my internet stuff, but
Hmm.
Synergy Cafe, Synergy Collaborative, Synergy Lifestyle Academy, all
Yeah.
this synergy stuff where 1 + 1 = 11.
Yeah.
And you can
Hmm.
get all these people together in a mastermind, and amazing things can happen. Because some people don't realize that when someone's being talked to, like the expert is sharing something with somebody else, the other people in the room learn stuff too. They're not actively involved, they're more passively involved, and go, oh my God, that's a great idea, I could use that for my ice cream shop. And you
Hmm.
have that aha moment.
Absolutely. I love it. I think one of the big misconceptions, Brad, about masterminds is that you have to be one of those huge mega coaches or mega influencers or mega information sellers to have one. But it's
Mm.
actually the opposite of that. When I was in my first like mastermind, I was a student. I paid a lot of money, like new car kind of money, to be in a mastermind with one of those big people who's like an expert in their field. And they put 50 people in a room. We were in Boise, Idaho, and it was for 4 different weekends over the course of a year. The first 30 minutes I was in there, was 5 years into trying to sell my information. And it was like this. Here's where my frustration level was. It was like when you go to a new town, you check into the hotel, you've looked up the restaurants around you on your phone. You're like, we're going to eat this restaurant. It's amazing. It's like the dot is like right next to us, right on us. Where is this restaurant? So you walk up the hotel and you turn to the right and you're like, okay, there's all these hotels, restaurants and noise and lights and smells coming down here. So you go to the right. You've done this, I'm sure. You end up walking all the way down the right. You turn the block. You come around behind the hotel through the dark alleys and you're back up the side street. And all of a sudden you're back in front of the hotel. And you realized if I had just gone to the front door of the hotel and turned left, it was right next door.
Right.
You just went the wrong way. So for 5 years on the entrepreneurship block, coming out of the hotel, trying to learn to sell my information, my expertise, I went the wrong way. I went to the right. And I was creating e-courses, e-books, video series, selling all that stuff through funnels, all the stuff I could do. Spent over $100,000 in ads alone trying to make it work. So I'm in Boise, Idaho with these 50 or 60 people. And they all are like, in the first 30 minutes, we're like introducing ourselves. They're like, Chris, well, hear what you've done. Hear the past 5 years. Sorry, that's painful. How do you like the mastermind? How's the mastermind thing going so far? I'm like, it's great. 30 minutes here. Y'all are all super nice. Like, no, Chris, we're not talking about, do you like this mastermind? How's your mastermind going? It's like, guys, I don't have one. Like, y'all are the funnel experts. Everybody in here is making millions of dollars a year selling their information. I thought I should be selling e-courses and ebooks like the rest of you. And they're like, oh, no, that's what you see in our funnels. But we all started with a high ticket mastermind. They went left and went straight to the restaurant. And that changed my life.
Cool.
Because I knew what I was good at. I was running a successful digital agency, a marketing agency, but I wanted to sell how I was doing that. So my first mastermind was just selling the idea of, let me teach you how to build your own digital marketing agency.
Mm-hmm.
I just was doing it all. I was starting with that low ticket stuff and trying to work my way up instead of just confirming the offer, confirming the market, charging real money, getting paid, and letting all that money build a team and build the products.
Yeah, a lot of people, like I got that magic thing. Since I was a kid, my brain is developed that way. So oftentimes I can see behind the curtain. And when these gurus are doing this stuff, I see the other stuff that's happening on. And a lot of people don't realize that. They think, how are you making all that money? You're driving that Lamborghini and you're only selling this thing for $4.95. You must sell a lot of those. No, that's called a tripwire.
Yeah. They're just getting an email list built up.
What you're saying is, I use I don't have my lock here, but a combination lock. If you know the combination, it's easy. If you don't know the combination, it's impossible.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, you kind of blaze the trail and says, no, don't turn that way, turn this way.
Yeah, your lock analogy is a good one. And really the low ticket building funnels, starting with small $27, $197, all those little product ladders. That's like learning how to pick a lock, when literally like the combination to the lock is, you know how when you buy a new combination lock, it's got the dial on the front, and then like out of the package, you flip it over, and on the back of the lock is like the code written right there.
There's the answer.
It's that simple, but so many people don't know to flip the lock over and just get straight to the answer.
Yeah.
And man, that is why I'm so grateful, especially during this pandemic and now coming out of it, that masterminding has been part of my own life and my own practice, and getting to teach other people how to do that now is really cool, because every day I get to watch people just flip the lock over and be like, oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. It's right. Yeah, it's right there.
Right. And then all of a sudden their creative juices can start go, oh my God, I got all these great ideas now that I can open the lock. And then they come up with all these great ideas. Because, sometimes like in the event business, people think, oh, I don't know how to do that. Because now, like in real life, I have to rent a hotel, and oh, that's expensive. And I'm going to have to order food and stuff, and I don't know nothing about that. And they start thinking about all these things that they can't do.
Yeah.
Like I think I shared with you the idea of the boat. People on the boat. I don't coordinate all the activity on the boat. They're already doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You buy a ticket and they've already got wait staff and food and the boat and the ramp, and it's already there. They got to put gas in the motor. You don't have to do nothing but go there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what stops some people when they say, oh my God, put on a mastermind. How am I going to do that? Well, you're going to have a computer. Well, I got a computer. It's got to have a webcam on it. Well, it has one of those. Well, duh. That'll work.
And then you just got to reach out and invite some people. And it's really easier than people think. And people get stuck on the whole prospecting and marketing of a mastermind. That seems to be most people's big hurdle. And that's where they start going around the block the wrong way. They're going to the low ticket stuff that seems easier to market and sell. But it's just as easy. You know this, Brad. It's just as easy to get a $27 sale as it is a $2,700 sale or a $27,000 sale. It's the same work in the market. So start at the top, get paid well, and work your way backwards as you build everything else.
Yeah, you can grow a dandelion or you can grow an orchid.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, just different seed.
So true.
Yeah. You got me inspired to pull some kind of mastermind thing together.
Oh my gosh, you'd be a super fun mastermind leader.
Well, I was going to say that sometimes people say, oh, I don't want to do this because now I've got to be a leader. The reality is you don't. This trade show that I used to produce, I produced it. I was the leader, but nobody even knew I did it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just stepped back and let all the stuff happen. So remember Periscope?
Yes.
There was a guy on there, he called himself Sock Cop. He was a sock puppet and he was like a cop. So some people say, well, I don't want to show my face on the internet. You could do a mastermind and just step away, puppet, go, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next speaker, Steve Harkinson. Yay!
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That would be so
done by somebody else if you're too shy to be on the camera.
You know, I'm probably too shy to pull the sock puppet trick out. But here's where I'm at. I'm not a super hyper, like electricity charged marketer. You'll never see me in front of my car doing anything on an ad. You'll never see me standing outside of the place we rent for vacation to make sure I do a little info. That's just not me. But here's what is me. I love facilitating a group. And I get to lead 2 masterminds personally at Group Coach Nation, and I love doing that. So there's 15 people in each group. But here's the magic of this. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I just get to show up in these 15 we teach experts, coaches, authors, speakers, people who help other businesses grow. We teach them how to build their own high-ticket mastermind. They're all so good at what they do that they collectively build each other's masterminds. We just simply giving them a pathway and the tool set and then inviting everybody to the woodworking shop, and we sit in there and we all walk out with some really cool furniture when we're done. Right. It's so amazing. But after a day or two in those groups, we meet like twice a week, each group. After a couple of sessions, I find myself just kind of standing back a little bit, and they're rolling in, they're doing the work, they're crushing the results. And that's the cool thing. I don't have to be a superstar. I just have to be good at giving people the next step and good at inviting the right people to the room.
Yeah, it's really not much more different than inviting a couple of guys or a few guys over to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Bring your own 12-pack. I've got some chips and salsa. Let's watch TV.
That's so true.
That really is. Okay?
That's really true. And a mastermind, that's a great, and I just love all these analogies to come up with. You send out a few invites, text a few buddies, or your friends in the neighborhood, drop the limitations in mailboxes. And when they come in, my job is not to produce the football game. My job is to say, hey, drinks are over there, got some food in here. Hey, so-and-so, you need to meet this person.
Right.
The TV's on and the other. Let's do this. It's just putting people in the right space.
I think people overcomplicate things. Humans in general, we start going outside and get really like, I'm doing the affiliate marketing thing and people go, affiliate marketing, what's that? And then their brain starts trying to figure it out. And some people think, oh, that's like that MLM thing. No, it's not.
No.
All it is, if you can invite somebody to a restaurant, suggest people go to a restaurant or say, hey, there's a great movie. That's all affiliate marketing is making a connection between a prospect and a product. It's really not that complicated, but people overcomplicate it and think, oh, I've got to get all this software. And no, you don't.
No.
I'm not trying to say that like your classes aren't necessary. They are. Like, you need to show people that combination.
Yeah. Our job is to flip the combination lock over so you can read it, and then we'll sit there with you while you go through the clicks and make it happen. I think going back to this, like, you have to have all the software and fancy stuff. a lot of people get stuck with like, okay, they realize they've done something really cool. They've built a cool business. They know how to advise people on a topic. They've cracked the code on something. They know that's valuable. You know it because people keep asking you, taking you to lunch, buying coffee, wanting to get on Zoom calls to ask you questions. That means it's valuable. So people get stuck with, well, what am I going to teach? Like, is it going to be 10 weeks long, 12 weeks long? Is it going to be a year long? What's the curriculum? What do I do week by week? Honestly, you don't have to overthink that, because the people that come into your group will ask you questions as they're joining your mastermind. The questions they ask, the things they're trying to overcome, that's what your curriculum is based off of. You know 1,000 times too much. The biggest hurdle for most mastermind leaders is dialing it back and not teaching everything you know, because they just need to go from point A to point B. If you take them to point Z, that's multiple years of education. You just simply need to go one step at a time, and that's why they're trusting you.
Well, tell you what, buddy, we've gone for like 21 minutes, and I try and keep these condensable so they can consume it all.
Yeah.
Keep them condensed so they can consume, because they're consumers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put your website up here. This is how you get a hold of you. Is there anything? I haven't looked onto the website in depth. Is there something on there where they can kind of like opt in and learn a little bit about the basics? Because everybody wants to dip their toe in the water. They don't want to go, okay, here's my credit card.
Yep. You can jump on, it's Group Coach Nation if you're just listening along, groupcoachnation.com. So here's how our website's set up. You don't have to opt into anything. We have an enormous amount of free information there, and we've broken it down into beginner, advanced, and pro levels. So right there at the top of the website, you're going to be able to identify, okay, who am I in this whole ready to start or build or launch or do your 100th mastermind, wherever you are in the process. Find yourself there, go down that rabbit hole so you can start figuring out what is the best strategy for your next step in this process. That's what Group Coach Nation is all about. We have thousands of people in that community. They all do a lot of live Q&A in there. Like, we're here to do this together and help each other out. groupcoachnation.com is where to start.
Well, very cool. Dude, I'm going to put you in the green room, and if you want to stick around, if you don't have an appointment or something, I'm going to come in.
Yeah, love to hang out. Get some more of these digital hors d'oeuvres. Can't wait.
You're wonderful. And low-cal, too. That's what So appreciate you, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to pop you in the green room, and then I'll sign this one off.
Great to see everybody today. Thanks, Brad.
Peace. Well, holy smokes, that was fun. I resonate with that dude. So here's his website. Here's how you get to learn more about it. Group Coach Nation, just like that. And like you said, you can go on there. There's nothing to buy. It can tell you want to, but you can learn a lot just to dip your toe in the water. So do that. I'm out. Peace, love, and happiness. This is Magic Brad signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice.